about her the other day. She also coaches high school track and cross country and runs adult running clinics. So just an outside interest. But I'm not sure if you want people to introduce themselves or anything like that, or if you just want to go straight to the talk. Okay. Well, we are videotaping this today. There is some interest from neighbor islands and some people who can't be here. So the video camera will be on Angela, not on each of you. So don't worry about having to get videotaped today.
It'll be on YouTube, so
yeah, and we'll post this on YouTube. So if you forget what she said, you can watch it again later.
and on YouTube.
So I think I should maybe dim the lights to be able to see the slides better. I think we should have enough light from the windows. So.
Thank you, Katie, for the introduction, and also Katie's been very good with organizing this series and setting everything up and all that too. So just to acknowledge Katie's involvement in all of this, it makes all our lives easier when we're trying to present and have to worry about the other stuff. So thanks. So the area I'm going to cover today is my research area, which is basically evaluation, but using participatory approaches to program evaluation. Participatory evaluation is an approach that involves all the stakeholders in evaluating the project and using and involving the stakeholders in every phase of the evaluation. You might also hear this called empowerment evaluation. So sort of the philosophy behind participatory evaluation is to use evaluation for change and for social change. So you're using the results to provide program improvements and to check programs. But at the crux of all of that is to improve the community and improve ultimately societies. So using evaluation as a tool to improve communities and society and equities, as we'll cover soon. So you'll hear empowerment evaluation being used. So another reason why participatory approaches are used and involving the community is that you have a better probability of achieving success in the program when you involve the stakeholders and the community in every phase. Then there's a probability of improving the program. This might sometimes be at odds with another sort of camp or perspective of evaluation, where evaluation is a totally objective outside person, where you don't want to mess with the results. With participatory evaluation, you do want to sort of help improve the results a lot, because again, ultimately, the goal is to create change. So whatever way to create change. So in other words, in this case, the evaluation is not an outside external process, but part of the mainstream of the program implementation. So here's a quote from the American Evaluation Association, is also acknowledging that people have a capacity to create change and solutions to their own experiences. So in this case, the people would be the communities that we're working with. Participatory evaluation comes from the area of participatory research, which involves equitable partnerships and exchanging knowledge between the evaluators, but also those who are benefiting from the strategies and the programs. So there's a two-way exchange of knowledge. And the researchers are acknowledging that they're not experts in the culture, community culture, whatever that may be, while the communities hold the expertise in identifying their issues. So it's not a method or set of methods, but it's an approach, and it's an approach that is very applied. And as I've mentioned before, the goal is to actually cause change in norms, programs, policies, systems. So this is sort of a conceptual model of empowerment, of participatory evaluation, is that on the left-hand side you have the strategies, CBPR, community-based participatory strategies, affecting the medial or medium-term outcomes, which is psychological, organization. So psychological would be at the individual level of people, organizations would be at the individual level, and then community level, and then political systems change. So those are the changes that you want to influence, and with those changes will influence health disparities or health outcomes. You can actually even make it even broader on the right hand. So if you're looking on the far right hand side, you could also have more like social equity and economic equity, things like that. So even larger. And this is another conceptual diagram of the evaluator. Traditionally, the top three is evaluators judging, being the technician, and then now it's more collaborative change agent. And sort of the hierarchy is just kind of showing that it's bottom up instead of top down. And again, comparing traditional versus empowerment evaluation. So engaging stakeholders is, the evaluator is an educator, so finding results to help educate the community and the populations of how to further create change, how to make improvements. And a quote by Cronbach, who normally, I guess we normally think of as somebody who's more quantitative, is a statistical expert, but he actually acknowledges also to involving stakeholders and the community that evaluation should be able to shape policy with the results, and the evaluator's job is to illuminate the situation to help shape policy ultimately. And when should you use participatory evaluation? In projects where it is already using a participatory approach, when there's time. These approaches and methods do take a lot of time. And when funders agree that it's a good idea, and when there's issues in the community that people who aren't in the community might really not be aware of, or have a feeling that they might not really be aware of what's happening. When you need information to help create the change, you sometimes do need information from within the community. And the goal is to, again, empower the community to help them make change and to transfer some of the skills so that they will ultimately be able to create their own change. And also it does bring through this process, although long, the process often brings the community together because they have more community capacity, more competence. And why would you use it? It's often used to address health disparities issues, because these health disparities issues often at the crux of health disparities is that there's community inequity. So you really want to go in and see what's happening and what's going on and talk to the community. So the participatory approaches foster understanding of the cultural context of the communities. And you would often employ the approach with communities that have traditionally been overlooked because of ethnicity, gender, sometimes age, and these who have often been overlooked now become key and active individuals in the research process to contribute to the process. And how do you conduct it? This is an oversimplified, but it pretty walks you through the general steps. Is involving the stakeholders from the beginning and trying to involve them in their evaluation. There's training involved, and then working with them to identify the evaluation issues and also the evaluation questions and outcomes. And then analyzing the information, again, involving them in the process of analyzing